Hello my friends, it's Sheree. How's everyone doing today? Welcome to my channel. I'm so glad you're here. I've got a fun flip through of a fun journal today for you. So let's go, let's do it. Let's see, I have a little goodie pack I'll show you after. So this was the Things to Make and Do Vintage book, children's book that I had brought home just a few weeks ago and showed it as one of the back to school or school related journals that I was going to do. And it can be school related, but it doesn't have to be type of thing. So it's kind of eclectic school. So this is the what it looks like right at the moment when it's all tied up and closed with its pretty beaded tassel, colorful. And so I'll go ahead and take this little closure off. This is one of the scrappy tie closures that I showed you that I've been making kind of behind the scenes. Kind of just working on these, using up some scraps and using up some actual fabric that, you know, I've had for a long time and you wanted to do something with. So it looks really cute with this journal, I thought. So it's going along with this journal. And then here's the cover that we worked on together with the little applique, or they're actually more like crocheted flowers. And a piece of dust or something there. Don't know what that was. Fuzz. But it turned out really super cute with the addition of those. They blend in so well with the colors. This fun crayon fabric that I use and I've had for years and finally got to use it. Rick Rack. Same on the back. Love this green color. This is one of the little beaded tassels I made when I was in Florida. When I was keeping my hands busy. Got the little happy faces on it there. Happy face beads, and the rest are fun, colorful beads and little pieces like that. So, and that's a paper clipped on, so it's removable. And I've got a little charm here that is super cute. It kind of has little, well, numbers, like a clock around it. One of these little bottle cap charms. And it's just paper clipped on there. And then as you can see, on the side, I've got some green pom-pom trim that I think just looks really cute with the whole look of the green cover here. It's a little bit lighter version. I just think it really looks cute. It blends in, but you can also see it. I tried yellow and it didn't. I have some yellow pom-poms that I showed you that I got a couple weeks ago in Florida from the Dollar Tree in Apopka. And I tried that out, the yellow pom-pom, to see if I wanted to use yellow or green, and the green just looked like it was meant to be. So I went with the green, and of course I have all my decorated paper clips up here. As you can see, lots of things clipped in. So yeah, I did very light decorating in here so that the person that gets this can, you know, use her creativity to its fullest. And also, let me see if I have this my phone straight here. I try to get the lines on my, like this is straight, but my phone, let's see, there we go. I want the lines on my table to be straight. You know what I mean? In the camera. Sometimes that's hard to do. You think your phone's straight, but it's not, type of thing. So anyway, let's see. So I explained probably in, let's see, this is going to be Wednesday's video. So yesterday's video about how the covers to the two signatures came about. There's two signatures, and this is what it looks like from the top. I always do my signatures. I like doing the two signatures, and I always do them with pretty much the same amount of paper, so they're evenly spaced and look nice when you look inside the top or the bottom or whatever. And then things do kind of lay out nicely when you're trying to work on the journal. So we also on Monday of this week worked on the cover and finished that up together. So here are the pockets that we put in. One in the inside the front cover, one inside the back. I love how these colors all go together. And in this first pocket, we worked on the ephemera on Tuesday's video. But in case you haven't seen any of those videos, or you would like to go back and watch them, please feel free. I would appreciate that. But there's a green library card in here to go with the greens of this journal. Green pom-pom, green cover. and some little school related cut aparts here. And I think this was a cut apart. This is a little kind of mini library card and a little cursive learning how to write little piece of ephemera there. So those are all in that little pocket there. And then this is kind of a Franken page here where I put two pieces of scrapbook paper together, cardstock. And so we put this cluster in together here. And then here I have clipped this. I have, you know, several different bingo cards. This one says Beano on the top. And I have covered the back of this with some craft colored cardstock so it's nice and you know, you can write on the back or whatever somebody wants to do. You can decorate this, you know, things like that. So that's why I didn't decorate it. I put it in there for someone else to do what they wish with it. And then the person that reserved this journal wanted all of the, and I did fit them all in here, all of the seasonal pages from this book. So they're all in here. There weren't that many, but what there was I put in here. So here's the Valentine section, and you'll see more in the back. I took the pages out. They came out pretty much separate. Let me see. Where is the... Oh, I have them tucked over there. But anyway, I put them back together with some masking tape. This is a vintage math book I had here. So, you know, I did try to stay as much as possible with the school-related theme. But, you know, it still doesn't have to be like a school journal. It can be whatever type of journal. But this is a really cool old vintage math book I have. It even has some little pencil writings, which can be erased. But I left it in there because, you know, I think it's kind of cool. And if the person that's getting this doesn't think it's cool, she could easily erase that. It's very light anyway. But anyway, it's a really cool looking vintage. And this is algebra in easy steps on this side. And Unit 4 equations, algebra on this side too. This is my newspaper, or newsprint paper. That's what they called it when I picked it up at the store. And it feels kind of like either rice paper or kind of a version of construction paper, but thinner. So I don't know. It's just kind of a neat neutral paper that I've been trying to use some of because I have a bunch of it. This is more of the Valentine section from this book. I have clipped on this paper clip right here a little booklet just made with some scrappy papers. And then this is a recipe, pecan cookies. Everything's not school related, but you could be making cookies for school, right? Send in the lunch. Send in the lunchbox, pecan cookies. Graph paper here. And then here's the Easter section from this book. And see, here's how to make a yarn chick. And this page has, as you can see, the pretty green pom-pom. And then this is some scrapbook paper. And then this is another like kind of Franken page, but I made it into a fold out. So it has a large fold out that folds way out. And I have clipped here in case, you know, sometimes I would glue it down as a little tab, maybe on a flip like this, but I didn't because I didn't know if she would want this as a flip. Like she could cut this off and use it for something else if she didn't want it as a flip. So I didn't want to glue it on here, but I did clip it there in case she wants to use it there or somewhere else in the journal. And now we're getting into the Halloween pages of this book. So we've got pumpkin here, how to make this pumpkin. A little cork Halloween favors over here, and this is some of my Easter egg dyed paper just for the color. This is an encyclopedia page or dictionary page from a children's dictionary type book. And then I put a little London postcard here. I figure, you know, learning about London at school. There you go. Really cool London postcard, and it's never been used, so it's a nice little postcard there. I liked it when they're shaped like that. That's fun. I think that's fun. Scrapbook paper here, or cardstock. This is from, I showed you those papers collection kits from ecopark.com and Tuesday Morning that I was trying to use up. some, I had used parts of it and I had parts left, so I got 3 of them out, trying to use them up in these journals. And this is one of the pieces from those, which was the game called the Game Night, or it's just called Game Night scrapbook paper collection kit from Echo Park. And this side has soda bottles, and then I put this in the middle because I thought this was so cool. It is like a game board, so pretty cool, right? I think so. And then there's that encyclopedia page, back half here of the first signature, more craft pages from this book. And then this is a little playing card, vintage playing card that I put in here. I'll put a couple in here. And this is the big envelope I showed you that I put. This is the cardstock, and this was white here, so this is a vintage daytimer envelope that I glued down, and then I put 2 large cards in here. So I've got this index card, which I decorated with a strip there, so that fits nicely in there. Lots of writing room there if somebody wanted to journal on that, front and back. And it fits nicely in there. And then this, I added a tab here, whale tail tab onto this. This is I picked this one. It's a Raggedy Ann from a Raggedy Ann and Andy book. It's backed with yellow cardstock, and I thought it almost looks like they're pretending, like maybe the person, a little girl is playing with her dolls, and she's being a school teacher, and she sat her dolls down there in the chairs, and she's being a school teacher. So it looked like they were playing school there. So that's why I put that particular one in here. I thought that was fun. And these fit nicely in here, and you can just pull those out right out the top there. And let's see, I want to keep the index card up there too, so it's not hard to get out. I don't have a tab on that. I'm just keeping it pulled up, but it's very long, so it won't go too far down in there. Another craft page from this book. This is a little stencil I'm putting in here. It's I have a box of these, and there are different sizes, and there's larger ones and then these smaller ones, and this is the A. So I put the A in here. I thought that would be fun. You can punch out these. The A just punches out, and then you can use the A itself, and then you can use the stencil in itself, or actually stencil with it. So I think those are fun. You can see this is the Easter Bunny craft from this book. The graph paper, how to make circles and cones there. That math book, it has a couple of checks here on this one in a pen, but they're very small and neatly written. So, still algebra though. On this page I have decorated with some of the yellow rickrack, and this is another craft page from this book, Tissue Ornaments, and then I clipped here under this paper clip a couple of envelopes. So this is a little small one, red one here, that is just like from a card or something that I had or have. And then this one is the one that I made out of scrapbook paper. So it's just a smaller envelope that can be used for something fun. It could be glued down somewhere as a pocket. And you can glue pocket envelopes like this down just on the sides and have the pocket in here and have the pocket behind too. So envelopes are fun. Or you can always glue them, the flap over the side and have it as a little flip out. So say glue the flap over the side of the page and have it as a flip out. So many things you can do with envelopes. This is our tuck up that we made together, probably in yesterday's video, and here I put in the tuck up several note papers. So being that she wanted all the seasons, I figured, well, maybe she's going to use this for writing about the different seasons in the year or something. I don't know. But I took several of my note papers and just put different themes of note papers in here. So here's a bunny, which could be Easter. Here's just fun. Thank goodness I'm fabulous, and chasing dreams sticker on there. These are just little note papers I decorated with my stickers. I just have these in my stash. This is one, maybe she wants to write about the summer. There's a hot dog, a hamburger, and a little grill there. This is Be Happy, you know, just a fun little bees and things on that one. This one could be writing about July 4th, Memorial Day, Labor Day, you know, patriotic things. And this is just like maybe a Valentine one with the hearts. And this is possibly maybe writing about a birthday. So I just thought maybe that might be something she would like. So I tucked all of those up in that up tuck there. And they can always be tucked into a pocket, written on, tucked into a pocket, glued on a page, tucked in a little envelope, whatever. So, and then I left these covers of the signatures wide open so she could do what she wanted there. And then here's our belly band we put in together. And behind that we put the 3 things that I showed you yesterday. This little tag / journaling spot, whatever you want it to be. And this little best day ever cut apart. And this little card I cut out of a candy box. The dots candy. There's the dots right there. It was on the back of the box, a little game. I cut it out, backed it with a white cardstock and made it into a fun little journaling spot / game game card. And then here's the Christmas activities or crafts from this book. Paper snowflakes. There's some ledger paper. Here's some drawing craft here. More crafts from this book. Paper picture plaque. I think this is supposed to be Christmas, possibly. I kind of kept them in order, so Christmas together, you know, that type of thing. I tried to anyway. This is a little card that I just put in here for my stash. Just a fun little card that could be used for journaling. You can always glue it down, write on the inside, whatever. Right, put it inside of an envelope. Some writing paper here, primary writing paper. Here's the snowflake craft. And I have clipped on here the little bottle cap charm. Some more Easter egg dyed paper there. This is the envelope that I put in the back, a brown envelope, folded in half, and you know, the back half, the other half is in the back half of the signature. And this side I have a Dick and Jane page decorating it, and this side I left plain, so she could do whatever she wants on the other side. And you can put things on here too. But so far it's just a Dick and Jane. Fun, you know, colorful. I like the colors on here to go with this journal. And then in here I have a little booklet made from this little card. Just some scrappy pages in there. They're coffee dyed. They look like coffee dyed composition book pages. And then these 2 little cards that I cut out of a bigger card and rounded the corners. And then here, the pom-pom trim is on this page. And I have one of my little acetate, like, little bookmarks that I made here with dried flowers in here. So, that is in there. It's got a tassel on it. It's just clipped right there. And then this is the old, I mentioned yesterday, the old kind of very delicate dictionary page, very old. You can see that's all natural browning, all naturally aged and distressed. And I glued it on to some cardstock so I could use it because it was way too weak to use as a page by itself. So now it came out really, I think, really nice. Glued on there so something can be done there. And then this space here. Craft page. This is the angel crafting page from the book. Starry Christmas tree. Here in the middle I left this as the center of this second signature. Candy cone ornament. Crafting page. And then this is an Easter craft here. And that we're on the second signature. Here's a clay angel. This one has the rickrack for this signature. One of my book page tags. And I've got the piano roll paper on the back of this one. It's sewn around. And then here's the back half of that envelope. I've got the Dick and Jane page over on this side. Plain here for her to decorate. And I've got some tags in here. Cracker Jack box tag. McDonald's paper bag tag. And the dots. These are just fun packaging tags that I made in one of the videos that you've hopefully seen recently if you haven't. I think it was last Saturday. If you haven't seen that video, just go back a couple. There's some glue. Looks like some glue. Anyway, the Easter egg die page. This is just a fun little journaling card. Lots of journaling space. Oh, this is a craft page from the book. Looks like we're making, what is that called when you do the little loops and intertwine them and make a chain? Paper chain. I guess it's a paper chain for your Christmas tree. Homemade clay ornaments here. And more crafting pages here. Christmas crafting. Christmas patterns. And then a ledger here. This is another crafting page here. And then this is one of my little kind of, I'm calling these post-it-lets, but they can be whatever anybody wants them to be. They can be little envelopes or, you know, drawing spots, flip up, flip down, whatever anybody wants to make them into. But I just made those out of some pretty scrapbook paper. Oh, this looks like potato stenciling. Is that what they call that? When you draw a little design, cut out a little design on the potato and stamping, potato stamping. And then that little cluster here with our back page, and then our back pocket with this tag here made from, let's see which way is up. This is made from craft paper, you know, cardstock in the back there, and then these strips are from the cover of a paper pad. A couple of cut aparts here. Believe and Achieve, school related. It's a good time to read with a little owl reading a book. And first day of school, some little school related things there. So let me show you what's in the goodie pack. I kind of had a little fun putting this together. There's not a whole lot in here, but I think there's plenty in here, and who knows what else I might come up with before this goes out the door. But this I reused one of my 12 by 12 cellophane envelopes here to package this. It's nice and protected. But I said in my video yesterday I was going to put in, and I remembered because it was just one day, but some extra Dick and Jane pages, so these can be used to decorate. You can cut, you know, fussy cut the pictures out of here, or just, you know, loosely fussy cut. You've got some words you could cut out too. And just whatever anybody would want to do, make some Franken pages, add them onto the sides as little flip outs. Anyway, several of those Dick and Jane pages, and then some more pages from the book, from this book. So, you know, you can see lots of little craft pages and colors here. The pages have different colors, you know, as you can see. So different fun colors and different craft pages there. From this book, here's how they were put together see, they came apart like this with the holes like that. They were kind of glued in, and they weren't stapled or anything, just glued, and then big strings were going through these holes. So yeah, so when I put them in the book, I had to kind of I just cut off this part where the holes were and then put them back together, so that they may be nice and sturdy, because this way I couldn't put them up in just like this. They're not sturdy enough there where they came out of the book to just put in that way. So I took them apart and put them back together. So, and then the rest of the things I have in here are, I had to put, I couldn't fit, I felt like I couldn't really put any more in the book. I mean, I could have, but I didn't want to, you know, squish any more into there. Felt like I put plenty in there, but I added, I didn't put any flashcards in there, so I put them here. Just these are all different sizes and from different, you know, flashcard boxes. These are math. This is a little alphabet flashcard, more math here. I like all the different shapes, the sizes of the math cards. Let's see, I got a few more here. This is a fun vintage one. I love this one. I've only ever found one box of these little shaped ones at an antique store one time, and they weren't cheap, but I went ahead and got them, and yeah, I'm gonna put them into putting them in the journal slowly but surely. This is a little mini time card, so it's a little like flashcard or a game or something, but it has a clock on it, so I thought that was probably educational. And then a little mini math flashcard there. And then all the scraps I said I was going to put in here are right here. Several pretty colorful, scraps to work with, cut-offs, and some of my little sewn together strips you can use to decorate the edges of pages or cut into tabs, whatever. And a little bookmark I just found today in one of my books. I thought I would put that in here. I don't know if it's vintage or not. It might be. It probably is. It wasn't a vintage book, so. But I thought it was cute, so I put that in here. And then a little coin envelope with some goodies I have in here. Let's see. There's one more thing in there. Let's see. What is that? Oh, some little tickets. These are little tickets that I made. And then there's a ticket here that I had floating around. Yellow ticket. And then this is a little Tupperware label I had floating around. I just gathered up and cleaned up my craft room. And then this is a little E from the stencils that kind of jumped out at me. And it's like, oh, okay, I guess you want to go in here too. So, and then this little coin envelope, of course, can be used in the journal if she wants to, and you can decorate that and have some fun with that. And this little pen I've been meaning to put somewhere, so I put it in here with the goodies. So that's it for now. I hope you enjoyed this one. The next school-related one, I want to do one more that I told you about. And it's this one right here, Grover Goes to School. So a little like Sesame Street related cute book. So this one's going to be next. I think that one's going to be cute too. And let me know if anybody wants to jump on it and reserve it. Just email me at my turquoisedreamingsheree. I have it linked in my description box. That's my email, turquoisedreamingsheree@gmail.com. And that's the best way to get me and let me know. I mean, you can tell me in the comments, but I like to hear it in the email, so I know you can tell me. Like, she told me she wanted the seasonal pages, and she didn't really put any restrictions on me or anything like that. Just, that she wanted the seasonal pages and whatever. She told me a couple things, so that's always nice and helpful. So, thank you for watching, and hope you enjoyed this one. Off to the next one, and I've got a couple ideas. I want to kind of, I don't know, it's hard to do everything I want to do, but I'm going to try to work on some things behind the scenes too, and then I'll show you those. And I'm listing some things in my eBay shop. Some 3 Christmas books I've got, and I'm going to list some hymn books and a match game. I just have to get it listed. That takes time, but yeah, if you're interested, I'm going to show you in a video what I've listed, but in the meantime, if you just want to check out my eBay shop to see what I am listing in case it's something you're interested in, you can go ahead and check it out. I just have the 3 Christmas books listed right now, and I got to work on the rest of it. And as soon as I get it in there, I'll do a video and show you exactly what I've listed. But I want to get it listed first, so it's already in there when I do the video. But enough blabbing. I'll see you in my next video. Everybody have a great day and take care.